Hello everyone, so picking up where we last were, I'm going to grab these quests here and then we will finish off some of these. So obviously I haven't done this one yet, and then there's the MSQ over there, and then we'll follow along from wherever that takes us. So Lululo of the Golden Bazaar wants the Vandalous imps terrorizing her dig site to be put down. I thought miners were hard and rugged souls. I had no idea they could be so craven. You look like someone who can handle herself. Care to kill some pests for a Lolofelian lady? I'm supposed to be leading a dig among the ruins east of here for mithril deposits, but once the miners I hired saw the Vandalous imps in the area, they all turned tail and fled. Slice some of the bloody buggers for me, would you? 4 dead imps should keep the others away and put the miners' minds at ease. Okie dokie. Vinegar of the Golden Bazaar needs help finding help. How in the hells can you be wandering about without aught to do? There's opportunity here at the Golden Bazaar, as there hasn't been in years. I speak of the massive mithril deposit, of course. The miners I fed before are only the beginning. More and more of them will flock here in the coming week. Mark my words. Until now, we've been nothing more than a small settlement, but now the sky's the limit. An inn for the mithril miners to come to would be worth a fortune. Mark my words. And I mean for that fortune to be mine. The problem I've had is that I need bodies to help me build the inn, but I cannot seem to find any who are willing. I've drawn up these hiring notices, hoping that they might help. Would you mind helping to get me started by posting 5 of them up in prime locations? I guess we will do that. And prime location right here. Of course you can't do anything if you're jumping. And one there. And I guess I didn't really need to run, but one here. And what, 2, 3 over there. So there's one over here. I guess I ran past the other 2. Oh well, we have to go back that way anyway. This one. And then up here somewhere. Oh, there and there. And by there and there. And here. Oops. And I obviously forgot to change the setting. I think it's under character, mouse, enable click on stuff. Okay, that's done. I discovered it on my main character yesterday. I was still setting up stuff. You've posted all 5. You're a 12 cent, but I truly don't want to let this chance pass by. Here, take 5 more hiring notices and send them straight to the hands of whatever folk you see loitering about. Why can't you do this? Bored burger. Ugh, I'm bored of my gourd. Is there no work to be had in this godforsaken place? Here, have this. The parchment reads, quote, skilled carpenters sought to aid in the construction of a new inn. Fair wages promised. Workers must bring own tools. End quote. Vinegar is looking for able bodies, is he? I've done some woodworking in my day. Might be as he'll have some use for me. There you go. You won't be bored no more. Hardened miner. No, I don't have a moment to talk about the... Wait, what's this then? Hiring hands to build a new inn? Well, that's bloody welcome news. I came here after hearing there might be mithril in these parts, but the inn's all full, and I've been living out of a tent. I suppose I could lend a hand building inns till I start digging mines. Well, beats living in a tent. Sun-baked madame. What is it? Can't you see I'm busy? What? Sunbathing? In the dark? Vinegar needs work done, does he? Seen more miners in the bazaar of late. I reckon that's got something to do with it. Rumor has it there's mithril in the ground round here. Wonder if there's any truth to it. Well, I guess we'll find out sometime. Okay. Loose-tongued madame. What's this, now? Ugh, letters. Never learn them. Can't you just read it to me? Vinegar is building a new inn? No doubt to accommodate all the new people coming to the bazaar in recent days. Taking advantage of the new foot traffic is a right fine idea. Oh, I have no intention of helping Vinegar, of course, but perhaps there's even greater profit to be had in stocking up the food stores. Well, that's something. And burly miner over here. You have work? Yep. So to speak. Carpenters? Thanks. Thank the gods. I was afraid there'd be naught but mining jobs here. It's my vocation to be sure, but a man needs some variety now and then. I'll go have myself a word with this Vinegar fellow. Okay, well he's like right here, so. Well done, Slavrian. Thanks to you, I have a feeling I'll have the hands I need to see my inn built. I was in a dark place after my brother died, but now I'm going to breathe life back into this bazaar. And apparently he has another task for us. Which, Vinegar has another task that needs to be done. There's work to be done, Slebrin. You haven't let me down so far. Don't start now. A miner recently came from Amagina and Sons, wants a sample of stone from the eastern ruins. I've a mind to give him 5 slabs of cloud marble from the invisible city, and I need you to get them. Showing these to him would nigh guarantee a continued influx of miners to the bazaar. I guess we're going that way. And we need to probably kill stuff. Let's see. Impish. Yeah, kill imps and get the marble slabs. And of course, when I fought these yesterday, not yesterday, but the last video, I suppose I could change to a different class to see if they need them too. Let's see. Okay, we'll go as Thaumaturge then. And that should kill that one. And oops. Conveniently, they're also doing the same quest, but oops. Since I need to kill it anyway. Hooray! New level, or hunt log rather. don't think there's one back here, but doesn't hurt to check. Last one's over here. Of course it spawns right there. If we're lucky we can sneak past it. And we did. Okay, okay, we almost did. And if I'm lucky I can kill the imps now, which I should. They weren't there before because someone else had the same quest. We could have moved further out, but that's okay. Have to make sure my MP generates. I'm gonna move out. Zoom out a bit. Whew. And 3 more to go. Of course, it's just one smidge away from being killed. And I should check that because I haven't in a while. And nothing doing. Sometimes, even though you can see it, this pillar was in the way, so I couldn't actually click through it. Which is kind of annoying and unfortunate, but it happens, and oh well. It takes a while to figure it out too. It's like, oh, there's an actual object in the way, and that's why I can't actually click it. I won't even know what hit it. Well, that would apply if I hadn't actually ran out of MP. And now we'll run back this way and clear up those, and hopefully the imps don't respawn before we get past here. And we're good, because they were back that way, over here. And just the Chocobo over here, which are not aggressive, they're passive, so... And... Yep, I've been in the ruins, that's why I smell of the dead. Oolulu. You adventurers never cease to prove your worth. Now I can get these cowardly miners back to doing the only thing they're good for. Digging! The mithril veins are still no more than rumors, but if every miner flees at the slightest sign of danger, you'll never know for sure. I may need to hire you on a regular basis to call those bloody imps. I fear it will be quite a while yet before any proper mining can be done. And I'm going for this sword because, cuz, it's one of my favorite ones. Okay, I'll do it the hard way. Because it's purple. Even though blue's my favorite color, but yeah. Have you gotten all the cloud marble samples I need, Celebrian? A pure white stone sometimes used for leech stones. Cloud marble. So this is the cloud marble I've heard so much about. Ah, look at the glimmer in this stone. I must admit, I'd never seen it for myself. I had only heard tell of it. I see now why the mithril rumors have risen. Now you listen to me, you bloody rock. The Golden Bazaar is counting on you. If this cock of mithril turns out to be a farce, I swear by the 12 I'll dig up every last pebble of you myself, grind you to powder, and sell you to the Chocobo stables to sop up piss and runny shite. Ahem. Yes, well, sorry about that. It's just that ever since the war saw the road to Alamigo cut off, the bazaar has fallen on tough times. It is a waypoint choking off from its way, and it's now little more than a point. But I will not let it be so. I'm going to make the Golden Bazaar golden once more. From there, I'll become one of the richest men in Thanalan. Then I'll finally be able to give Caitlin the life those mongrels stole from her. She's held on to the memory of my brother for so long, she's become blind to the people who care for her. People like, well, I don't suppose you could keep that last bit from her, could you? Nope. I'll be the gossiper. Oh, I guess that wasn't a better... whatever. Lulalu of the Golden Bazaar once more seeks an adventure to kill the beasts that vex her. It seems the 12 are intent on plaguing me all my days, before with imps and now with earth sprites. I ordered a haul of digging tools from a merchant to the north. He was headed down from the Black Shroud when the earth sprites overtook him. Luckily, he was able to escape to Camp Drybone with his life. I need you to make that road safe, friend. Put down 3 of those earth sprites to keep the others at bay, and ease the mind of any traveling merchants. Once the deed is done, find the merchant Verimaki at Camp Drybone and tell him to bring his haul to the rest of the way here. And as you saw, the gear was... there was a weapon as the reward. And if you ever want to take a peek, and I'm just going to scale this down quickly before my eyeballs go bongos. Apparently there's earth sprites right here. And I'm just going to be all cool and have this open and can't see a thing. So if you want to... Oops, not that one, it's this one. You can take a look at the different... I'm not sure which one I would go for. Let's see, what are my classes? Well... I'd probably go for the Arcanist. Maybe. Because I don't think my Thaumaturge needs a new weapon. Oops, I wanted to go this way. Actually, I can go up here. Oh, obviously there's a fate that just finished. Let's see, so... I want that open. And right click and sort. And let's see. This is the Thaumaturge. It's got a level 15. Thaumaturge is one of the options, and I might pick that. Otherwise, I will pick... Whee! Plop. I'm not sure what. I'll take a look once we turn in. Oh, I guess I can take a look right now. Level 20, level 18, level 20, level 20, level 20. Maybe I'll just go for the... Today? I'm not sure what button that was, but... Oh, I need to go to Camp Drybone, duh. And here we are back at Camp Drybone. And I am going to be lazy and just drop down there. Verimaki, you fought off the sprite? Ah, thank you, bless you for that, stranger. Lulalo will have her tools. I fled here out of fear for my life, but I've come to regret that. Have you taken a look about? There are bodies littering the ground. Dead bodies! I've no desire to stay here any longer than I must. Once I see it my birds fit for travel, I'll be making for the Golden Bazaar. And we'll just go with that. Actually, we're gonna go with that. Because I want to work on my rogue. And so we'll talk to Isambard. Sister Orsen was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. No, but perhaps it is? Those are weird looking. And those aren't much better. But those are worse than what we have, so really it doesn't really matter what we pick. Isambard seems to have a message for you from Thancred. I'm well glad I reserved the inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word and he will be waiting at the Emelja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. And we have to head that way, so we might as well go up this. And we may as well do this so I get it over and done with. I will move that to the 9. And you see we need to bring him over that way. Good trick is no bad, Gobby. And that should do it. Oh, not quite. Seriously. One away. See that? Many thanks, Uplander, but Gootrix will be back for more busy deals. Well, hopefully you follow what they say before. And then we'll just teleport back. Although, yeah, because I think the thing was in the opposite direction. And we'll talk to Popo Nagu. I see the desert heat wasn't too much for you. Here's your reward. See that you don't spend it all at the pub. And blah blah blah. We get a new shield. And with that, you have fulfilled the requirements. You are free to partake of my guild leaves at will. There is always work to be done here in Camp Drybone. Whatever your talents, I have no doubt that you'll find someone in need and willing to pay. And... nope. Just that one. And he should be up there, apparently. Up. Zoom in a bit. Hello, Thancred. Ah, there you are. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Emelja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but... well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Celebrian. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? I guess I will. Do I have a choice in the matter? I'm going with nope. Well, conveniently, that person who we just saw wandering out probably killed what I needed to fight otherwise. Queer leaflet. And... nope. No sense hanging around. If I don't need to fight, I won't fight. And watch, they'll spawn just as I'm leaving. Oh, we're good. Thancred. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? Not particularly, but a strange slip of parchment found at the Emelja encampment in eastern Thanalan. This leaflet, quote, "See the wealth of knowledge to the hands of your children," end quote. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And those bits about Noldthal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Pray, take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what Sister Orson makes of it. That there is a traitor amongst us. Or just some person who's a complete buffoon. Or self-interest of coin and not lives of others, and so on and so forth as I hop around. And up. Boing. we need to go... Oh, I guess it's to the end, so I think it should be down here. Yeah, this is to the end, so I'll take my shortcut of just hopping down. And she is in this one. Hello, Thancred. Now let us see what Sister Orson makes of this leaflet. My savior comes again. To what do I owe this honor this day? And then we hand this over. What is this? Blasphemous! These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the order to deceive the people? The plot thickens, Lerian. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt and irony in there somewhere, but I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard that what we have learned here. Who would do such a thing? Someone who wants the lives of people, who doesn't care about what happens to them and or killing them and or badness and stuff, and yeah. Isambard. Posing as a priest? To think! These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Celebrian. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. And we'll pick that, because it's better than what we currently have equipped. And once again... Of course, it doesn't look so good, so... I do like that because it's blue, but we don't need it. I think we might need this, though. And it doesn't look too bad, too, either. Isambard wants to help you identify and apprehend the false priest. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp, given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Celebrian and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. Ah, I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Celebrian, so as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard has lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. And of course, the one flaw that I found with this particular quest is that it only gives you, like, the garments, in this case, this, and this. Oops. Yeah, they're equipped, and I think they're, yeah. Tonic and Paraweathered Shepherd slops. Yeah, see, so this totally looks like a poor person with these really cool gauntlet type things, this fancy sword, a shield, and the boots. But, whatever. Swahin Hilt. I preach the teachings of Azima the Warden. Hast thou come to partake the honey of her wisdom? Azima is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath the light of her divine countenance. Upon thy heart is to this light. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. You say so? Boing, boing. And you are? Humph. Another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Begone and see to it you don't make a nuisance of yourself. Well, aren't we a friendly person? What you got to say? What? Okay. Okay. I need to go in here. Immigrant. Greetings, good madame. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows out in the pond north of Sandgate. AKA... Get out of my store. You have no business for me because you are a poor person. Oh, up there, I guess. And then the other one is somewhere else. Arldis. What is it? Not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you like. Why don't you keep with your own kind out by that muddy pond of yours at Drybone? Wanna take a hint that we're going out to the Drybone? Or the pond? Over there? I'm not sure where this last one is. I think it's in one of those buildings back down there. Yes. It's underground there. And we'll just hop down and it's in here probably. Yep, there we go. Out on the stand. And I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. Well, how rude. And... Ifrit. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Celebrian. The camp is abuzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. And the one benefit for having only the tunic and pants, basically, is that for fighting purposes, you're basically well equipped, and or you just go quickly and reassign that. But of course that'll give me the crappy shield, which isn't useful for a tank. If my thought process is correct, anyway. And before I oops, I didn't want to activate that. But before I forget, I will move that over here. And so we need to go up there, because you can see Ifrit's over here. Hop, hop, hop. Ifrit. A fine morning for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? You look absolutely smashing, Celebrian. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left, then, is to wait for our quarry to appear. Yes, I look very convincing as a poor person. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldthal, and I come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teaching of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a god's-awful mummer, Ungust. What? How did you know? You tricked me! Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Protect them from what? Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Umlajah raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew, and so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Umlajah in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands, outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanawa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people. So I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Umlajah. I didn't have a choice. Liar, you totally had a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence? You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak! The brrr was good. Gee, the money was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not see even a fraction of what the Umlajah pay me. You sacrificed innocence that you could line your own pockets? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourself for the gods. Ah! Not you again! Were you the one leaking the immortal flames patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out! No! I know nothing of that, I swear it! At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth, but no matter, there'll be time enough to learn the truth. Sob. Slevrin, be a dear and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? Right away, sir. I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. And we will go talk to Minfilia. Stupid person. And here we are. So we will go talk to Minfilia, who is over here. Yeah, don't mind me. Hello, Tataru. What you got to say? How goes it? All's well here, at least on the bookkeeping front anyway. And we won't go exploring around, we'll just go talk to Minfilia. Welcome back, Celebrian. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Umlajah know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. Most likely. Minfilia would like you to meet a distinguished individual. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the Primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblepots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated into to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in Central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. Okay. We are going to that way, so we will just teleport there. We want to go this way. And it's an interesting contraption. Mutamix bubble pots. Psh, psh. Who is Uplander come to 10th ring of Mutamix bubble pots? Menphilia's dagger. This plain dagger has absolutely no defining characteristics except that the hilt does not smell quite nice. Wait. Except that the hilt does smell quite nice, rather. Fighty tool drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty tool changes to stony shine. Name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty tool, then Big Eyes Fighty tool gain power of airy self. Psh, psh. Mutamix is reckoning the Uplander's friend of Menphilia. Yes, tongue flaps. Reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Menphilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty tool to Mutamix, yes? Ksh. Fighty tool is unstrung as eating tool. Make good teaching show of power of materia. The materia master. Now, eyes of Uplander point at Fighty tool, yes? Psh, psh. Materia join with Fighty tool. Fighty tool gains power of materia. Fighty tool reborn. Here Uplander take Fighty tool to Menphilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by reducing equipment into its etheric constituents and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host's item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned the dagger of yours from somewhat as would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Psh, psh. Uplander wished to be joiner of materia. Then Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Mutamix. And this introduces materia, which is pretty handy, and since we are here, we will pick this up. Swinbros wishes to decimate the secrets of materia creation. What would you say if I told you that the intimate objects can possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. Through faithful service, the armor that we use come to hold our spiritual energy, thus do we form a spirit bond with them. Such items can then be converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I am well versed in the ways of materia conversion. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. And of course we're going to talk to him. You are ready to commence your learning? Good. As you will have gathered by now, materia is the crystallized form of one's spiritual energy. As this energy is derived from an individual's psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of variance is to be expected in its production in practice. This means that you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hand. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. Its power must be tapped, see, and this is achieved by melding it to gear. Know, though, that it takes the deft hands of a craftsman to meld materia. You can always seek others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would sooner do it yourself, I recommend you speak with Phobos. Melding is her field of expertise. And then if you wish to remove materia from an item, highlight its icon and select remove materia. There is a chance that materia will be salvaged. And here we get some grade 1 dark matter and the ability to materia assimilating. And then this goes through materia. I will let you guys read this stuff at your leisure. And we can't actually talk to her yet because we need to, as it says, any disciple of hand, but except for culinarian or any disciple of hand, level 19, and we don't have that ability yet. So, but as an example, let's see if I have something, since my weapons are getting pretty full. So, for example, well, we have, surely we have another sword. Oh, I think I moved them in here. Yeah, so here we have this one here. Right click in this case and convert. And then once an item is converted into materia, it cannot be restored. Proceed. And then you see the little skill action thing, and then we got this one, quick arm materia, which is increased to skill speed +2. And then this goes through this stuff, and I'll let you guys read that on your own. So then if I want to right click and, well, in this case, since I don't have a high enough person, I will talk to, not her, Mudamix, and you see, well, that's materia removal, my bad. Well, just because we could, I would prepare that. Why can't I do... Okay, so materia melding, you see towards the bottom, under, it's just above all the convertible, projectable, desynthesize and stuff. About 3 rows up from cells for 18 gil. Anyway, it says materia melding, blacksmith level 20. So, I was sure there was one here that could meld for us. Well, whatever. Can't do that just yet, so we'll just teleport back here. And then we'll go talk to Minfilia again. And I had my mic muted. So as I was saying, there's 2 people that we just saw in, running into here. And so they aren't actually in the same area because it's an instance type thing and it's based on your main story quest. So, yeah. Welcome back, Silverian. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. A once ordinary dagger now made special with the wonders of materia. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I am sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Salarian, so make it your ally. Now it is time we discussed the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. Well, I guess we're ready to begin right now. Manphilia would like you to assist the Immortal Flames. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with Amlajah to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amlajah responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amlajah are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Celebrian. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me tell you to, quote, save some for him, end quote. Such is his confidence in you. A confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourselves to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. And I will grab that other quest that we saw that was there outside of this area, which I had mentioned, but I stupidly still had my microphone muted. Fortunately, it wasn't for a long length of time, otherwise that would have been really annoying. And I'm going to close that. Nedrick Ironheart. Nedrick of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn has some useful information he wishes to share. Hail there, adventurer. I'm Nedrick Ironheart, an explorer by trade and a Scion by allegiance. And you, my friend, look to me an adventurer in need of a challenge. I happen to know just the place that will offer it to you. Tucked away in the corner of eastern Thanalan lies Halatali, and it is there that you will find all the excitement you crave. The place boasts a storied history. It was built some 100 years past as a training ground for gladiators. The calamity laid ruin to it, though as it did to most things. Now Halatali is a shadow of its former self, but in the dark of the shadow lurk wild beasts, both bloodthirsty and beyond count. For one such as yourself, I dare say there is no place finer than Halatali to rest your skill and refine your technique. Indeed, I've taken the liberty of passing your name along to the Flames who oversee the place. Should you visit, speak with one Favajoni near the entryway. So that's another dungeon, which is over in this direction. But I will get to that, probably not in this video, but perhaps in the next one. And we need to go back to Camp Drybone, and we will teleport there. And who are we talking to? We are talking to... Are they in here? Ah, I guess so. Flame Sergeant. Let the Rigadins carry it. You're Celebrian of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amlajah and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The Lizardmen aren't aware that their man Ungust has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place in the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amlajah plot if the mission succeeds, Slebrigan. Let's make sure it does. And just because we can, we're gonna run through here. Hopefully avoiding most of these, if not all of these. Ha! We did it. We're not quite... Or are we quite... Maybe they would have ignored us anyway. And here... You see we have a duty fight. Duty calls commence battle for Lord of the Inferno. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We'll make our move as soon as they almost show up here. Yes, sir. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. Yeah, moron. Ha 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 ha. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? 'Twas almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Yeah, well, they're not going to succeed, so... Although... Ah! So, in this case, just stick with fighting one at a time. I will attack these guys because I will forget about them otherwise. You don't, as a tank, you don't want to draw too many of them out all at once because be pretty bad. Now that's sad. If you let too many of your comrades die, you might end up failing the duty. I kind of wish I had one of my skills right now. Definitely make sure to avoid the AO. And as you can see, the high chant is the big boss guy, so try to kill off all the ads so that the rest of you can focus on that. As you can see, there is more. And of course that's not working, so I'll just go with this. Restore my MP in the process. One more. Oh, and we have even more! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's no end to them! So in this case, I'm just using my stronger DPS skills instead of... Put your weapon, or your comrade's dead, man. Behind you! Bring her. The rest of you march. Traitorous scum. The lizards claim they will soon bring us before Ifrit for tempering. All of us are as good as dead. Out of curiosity. Rejoice, heathens, for your worthless lives shall soon have meaning. Listen well. These waters feed into the marshes of Drybone. A short swim will see us to freedom. However, if all of us attempt to flee, we are like to be discovered. You alone must sneak out and assemble a rescue party. Once you have won, seek out our comrade stationed at Drybone. He will show you the way back here. May the 12 speed your way. We'll talk to these people first. Captured Flame Private. They're going to kill us, aren't they? I don't want to die. I want to go home. The lizardmen marched us to their stronghold. They're preparing for something, and for one, I do not want to be around when they finish. I fear the Amalja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in my hand. The Bowl of Embers now accessible. Obviously, if we wanted to do something else, we wouldn't have to do this, and we would talk to this one to leave this area. But... alrighty, here we go. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages, who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flames, and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. And... what's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No! Spare me! I beg you! Pitiful children of man, bring by my breath I shall claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. O almighty Ifrit, my one true God, Your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? My magical powers? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed's number, the paragon's warning of thine oberant kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. In this one, as you saw just there was that stuff on the ground. It's not your typical AO, so you definitely want to avoid it. And in this one, you want to attack the nails. There's not a whole lot of ways to avoid that there. That's where your healer comes in handy, definitely gets ready for healing. And just because we can. Aw, it didn't kill it. Pray forgive my lateness. Late you are indeed. I was delayed by a congregation of Umuljar zealots. I saw each seemed more evangelical than the last. Humph, persistent lot. Phew. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives, no less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say that their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Celebrian. Had I known the mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. Not like you knew what was going to happen, but let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. On a side note, fortunately, in much later on dungeons, this is stuff after you exit. So that was the mighty Ifrit. Uh-oh. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldon interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Olivia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a darn. Not that there was aught worth a darn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've received, or that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but this is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. So as I was saying, fortunately later on, these things are afterwards rather than during, because either you would miss your gear, commendations, so on and so forth, which just became a hassle. And so that you don't have party members waiting for ages out there. And as you can see, we're in Camp Drybone. And we have Thancred to talk to. And talking to Thancred. Ah, there you are, Celebrian. Come rest a while. You have no better opportunity after witnessing their gods' ignominious defeat. Why do they have to have big words? The Umlajaw will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds, for once a man is tempered. Ah, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Celebrian. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Menphilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You meanwhile have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sands when you're good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. And since we are here, I'm not going to do this today in this video, But since we still have this one and I have stuff to do at the Gold Saucer, I am going to teleport there and get that stuff done. And finish that quest there. And then I am going to go over to the retainers area and get one of those, or two of them. Depends. Well, I'll explain that when I get to it, but with retainers you can have only two. And that just tells us that because this is new. Okay, so first things first is we're gonna go over this way after we change to Gladiator. And we are going to take the shortcut up here. Whee! Because I don't think I have collected my tickets from Saturday. But I could be wrong. And if not, well, then it was just a wasted of a few minutes. And by a few minutes, I mean like a minute. Okay, I guess I've done this already. Okay, I've already done it. So I will hop down then. So for the challenge log, there's so here the challenge log, Gold Saucer, complete 3 minigames, earn 100 MGP from minigames, participate in 5 fades, enter Chocobo races, and then some other things. And so as you saw, because we have the where are they? These. There's use 1 of 5 Gold Saucer tickets, so we can use that and hopefully win something. And fortunately we did, because that would have been kind of sucky if we didn't. So in this case, we don't actually have to spend 1 MGP, we're just earning straight off profit. In that case, not a whole lot, but it's better than not. And just to get rid of space, or taking up space in our inventory, we'll just use that. And our last one there. And as you could see down here, we had also a pop-up that says that these challenges are complete, but we still need to earn 5 more for that one, so we will do this one more time. And that was pathetic, but fortunately enough to get us what we need. And here from Small Things, and so now we have MGP. If we open up the inventory, or not the inventory, the currency log thing, and we have 27,985, was it? Yes. Almost 28,000. Next, we will go over to the mini cact pot, and then we'll head on up to do the Chocobo racing. Come one, come all. Drawing number 1957 of the mini cact pot is here. Care to try your luck with a ticket, miss? I guess so. And it's better than nothing, but not too great in terms of winnings. So that's what, 15, 22, that's only that. So we'll go with this and hope that it's, nope, 218, but that was better than what we would have gotten otherwise. And we'll give it a go with this one. And there you go, 1800. Not too bad. There's also a triple triad tournament going on this week. I won't probably do that. I don't want to be accused of cheating and all that because I've already done it with my main character. Because I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that with your alts or not. Obviously, you definitely wouldn't be able to play against your alt because that definitely would be cheating. So yeah, we'll not do that. I'm just gonna make a quick adjustment because that's bugging me. There. Okay, race Chocobo register. Our promising new jockey returns, bearing her fledgling Chocobo's registration form, I trust. But of course, one so keen to join the ranks of honored champions would not be so foolish as to misplace essential documentation. Our race Chocobo trainer is responsible for registering new fledglings. Present your form to her, and she will guide you through the process. Obviously her over there. And when the final bureaucratic hurdle hath been surmounted, return to me and I shall arrange your debut. And to participate in Chocobo races, first speak with the race Chocobo trainer to register your fledgling. Afterwards, speak with the registrar again and register for the training course to learn the fundamentals of Chocobo training. Quest complete. Race Chocobo trainer. I believe catering provided you with registration form of a race Chocobo. Yes, right here. Select Chocobo. And here we get to pick our words, so you can go with any of these things. We'll go with, Lord, and, sure, Lord Galaxy. That just sounds weird. And then choose a name for your Chocobo, race Chocobo. You may select one word or a combination of two words from the list of available terms, and then there's the random there. Register the race Chocobo Lord Galaxy. Congratulations, Lord Galaxy is now eligible to participate in sanctioned Chocobo races. However, I fear you are not quite qualified to do so just yet. Pray speak with the registrar about our training course. At last the time has come for you and your race Chocobo to take to the track. For training, that is. Please select Enter a Race, followed by Training Course to learn the basics of Chocobo racing. And Enter a Race, Training Course. And then Commence. Welcome to the training course. Here you can practice the basics of Chocobo training, or racing, not training. All race Chocobos will carry the rider to the end of the course. However, only a skilled jockey can guide his steed to victory. To accelerate, press and hold the Move Forward button. So in this case, since I use WASD for movement, it's W. Note that your Chocobo's stamina will decrease more quickly when accelerating. Continue to accelerate and observe the effects. Once your Chocobo's stamina is completely depleted, your speed will drop and you will no longer be able to accelerate. And you see the stamina bar down here. Be warned, Chocobos pushed too hard will become lathered and lose stamina even more quickly. To alleviate this condition, press the move back key to deaccelerate and allow your Chocobo to rest. In this case, that's the S key for me, so you see we're moving forward, going faster, and lathered down there, and move that back. Next, practice steering your Chocobo. Move left and right keys to steer your Chocobo from one side of the course to the other. So you can either tap and they'll basically kind of shift a lane, or you hold it so that they just completely go all the way to the other side. Scattered throughout the course are magic panels, which bestow various effects when triggered. To trigger a magic panel, steer your Chocobo towards it. Your Chocobo gained a temporary burst of speed, however, be warned, not all panels bestow beneficial effects. In addition to steering away from panels, you can also jump to avoid them. And you see our Chocobo was lathered from having going so fast, and we jumped, and then there's these. Oh, I missed it. Some treasure in addition to magic panels, you may come across treasure coffers containing race items. Some treasured coffers will be suspended in the mid-air, so as to obtain race items within, you will need to jump. Race items will be added to your hotbar immediately and can be used to help yourself or hinder your opponents. So in this case, we got sprint shoes. I always have bad timing with the jumping upwards. This concludes the Chocobo Racing Training course. You may repeat this course at any time, should you wish to review the fundamentals. Ride well and good luck! Greetings, madame. Excellent, now that you have an understanding of the fundamentals, you can begin competing in sanctioned races. And as your Chocobo gains experience and grows stronger, its rating will increase, and you will be permitted to enter races in higher classes. To view your race Chocobo's rating, select Character from the main menu, followed by Gold Saucer, then select Chocobo from within the interface. So, Character, Gold Saucer, Chocobo. And we can see our galaxy's stats. And preferred weather is fair skies, and heat waves. And then we see its maximum speed, etc. And then its appearance. And just because we have this already, he will now wear this stuff instead of just being plain old Chocobo. And yeah. I won't do any races yet, so we are now actually going to Thadalin. And I will go over to the retainer area. So the retainers, as I was mentioning before, and as I was going to say that with this, you can only have two, well there's two retainers that you get for free. And any additional ones are ones that you have to pay in addition to subscription. And I think they fall along the same timeline as your subscription payments. And I think they're $4 or $5 US dollars, perhaps? I'm not entirely sure, but it'll tell you in the log station or wherever such. So in order to get a retainer, you need to talk to so there's this one in Ulda, and then there's one in Gridania, and then also one in Limsa Lumensa. There is also two others in other locations that we don't have access to, if you recall the help pop-up things in Kugane and Ishgard. Neither of those two places we have access to just yet, and won't have access to for quite some time, especially Kugane, which is in Stormblood expansion and such. Ishgard is in Heavensward expansion. And so here I would recommend actually getting more one retainer if you can, not in the same location. And I'll explain that in just a bit, so we'll talk to the retainer vote kit. Greetings, I take it you have come to see me about a retainer. And here we can hopefully hire a retainer. According to our records, well, okay, that's my settings, but currently you have no retainers in your employ, and while customizing your retainer, we will be unavailable to communicate with players and engage in other activities. And hire a retainer. Excellent! We have quite a few men and women on our list, so I invite you to describe the retainer you desire down to the most minute detail. So here we can design our own retainer, and of course, because I'm on a new computer, I don't actually have any of my saved files for appearances, so let's go with a Lalafell. And we'll keep a male. And here you can, like with your character customization, you can flip through the various locations to see what they look like. And if you're on the trial, the Ura is what you wouldn't have had, but we're sticking with the Lalafell because we can. And then there's the Dunes folk and the Plains folk. Well, we're gonna stick with the Plains folk because why not? So then obviously you can adjust everything else. I'll just leave it as is. You can make them even tinier, taller. Confirm. Save appearance data. No. Finalize your retainer's appearance. Okay. And I can think of several retainers that are exactly as you describe. Oddly enough, they have strikingly different personalities. If you would be so kind as to state a preference, it would be most helpful. And so then it gives you the options of polite, rough, serious, carefree, independent, lively, and then nothing. And that, I guess, nothing is the cancelling process for it, so we'll go with polite for now, just to show you the example. Very well, I have just the individual in mind. When summoning this retainer will greet you just so. Hail to thee, madame, your humble servant has heard your summons. And when dismissed, this retainer will bid you farewell just so. Your every whim shall be swiftly carried out with due care and consideration. And then if you say no, then you can go with the other options. Very well, I have just the individual in mind, blah blah blah. When do they greet you? Greetings and salutations, madame, or milady. Pray speak your desires, and I'll do me damnedest to see 'em done. And when dismissed, this retainer will bid you farewell just so. Shouldn't take more than a moment, milady. And serious, I was wondering when you'd get around to calling me. And I'll be going then. And carefree. Mind if we keep this brief? I got pretty little things. Jeez. And that. And the independent. I think I missed one. What? Be well. That is definitely very carefree. That was the serious. Was that the serious? Nope. Lively. I'm here. I'm here. I'm off. We'll go with this one. Excellent. It is also customary to give a retainer an appellation of one's own nickname, making a nickname, as it were. We find this deepens the bond between our clients and the retainers. And here we can give them a name. We'll go with, Cha-Cha-Fu. Our other service is Cha-Cha-Fu. One moment, please, while I draft a proper documentation, and then to just make sure that the name isn't used, and if it is, then you have to select another one. Congratulations, Cha-Cha-Fu is now in your employ. You can summon your new retainer using the nearby bell. If you have any further questions or requests, please do not hesitate to ask. And as you can see, you send Cha-Cha-Fu to the markets in Ul'dah. So if I had hired one in Gridania, then he would sell the items in Gridania, and likewise if Limsa Lominsa will be selling items in Limsa Lominsa. So you see there's an Ul'dah symbol here, and it's currently not selling any items, and I'm here. So you can entrust, well, I'll just click through this here so you guys can read that on your own. So you can entrust or withdraw items, entrust or withdraw gil, sell items in your inventory on the market, or sell items in your retainer's inventory on the market, and then view sales history, and obviously that's going to be blank because we haven't sold anything. So here, if we sell items on the markets, you can have her place items for sale on the markets. A 5% tax is charged to every sale. I'm not actually sure if that's accurate or not. To put an item up for sale, you must first entrust it to your retainer. Next, select the item of the inventory and decide upon a selling price. The number listed in the list represents the buying price offered by NPCs, and items that are untradeable or bound to you cannot be sold to other players. Therefore, you will be unable to move them from your retainer's inventory to the market window. And here it gives you a list, and you're only allowed to sell 20 items with your retainer. So why it would be important to have retainers in different locations is if you talk to this the retainer person and view market tax rates. So right now in Limsa Lominsa it's normal, Gridania normal, Ul'dah normal, Ishgard reduced, and learn about the market tax. To make the markets more attractive to represent prospective sellers, city-states will often lower the percentage of tax that is collected from each sale, and reduced tax rate periods can end earlier than indicate if areas require maintenance. So in this case, it's normal in this instance for us. So here we're going to summon Cha-Cha-Fu again, and obviously that's what the summoning bells are for. So entrust items, and then so you can either drag and drop or click and drop. I have the habit of dragging and dropping. Or you can just right click entrust with retainer. And we're actually going to do that for most of what we have here because we don't need it. And so say for example I wanted to search for this item and I happen to have some in my inventory. Now it'll show that there's 6 in the inventory of regulars and there's 4 high qualities with Chocobo. And it shows which, in this case block 1, so the page 1, and then here for an inventory it says block 2, so it's actually over here with the bat fangs. And I'm just gonna do this because we don't need to carry all of these things. Oh, I will keep that. That is food. And obviously I will probably need some of these for crafting later on. Otherwise I could sell these on the market since I have no real use for it. Should you guys ever want me to have me show you the crafting, let me know, because then I can start working on those. And I will do the story quests for those. I might end up doing those anyway. What else can I give him? I will put these things because I do not need them with me on my person. Oops. And so you can see how much space they hold down here. You can also hold fire shards, crystals, and clusters, although I'm not entirely sure why you'd want them stored. And also down here it would show you how much guild the retainer currently has in their possession, and then in this case is 0, as they don't have anything in their possession. So yeah, so that is the retainers, and then selling items on the inventory. So say we wanted, of course we can't sell these is because they're bound to us. So say we wanted to, well, let's sell okay, first my advice for selling inventory is first go to the market board here, right click, and then it shows you the markets. The markets are a venue in which players from across the realm can either sell their own items using hired hands, known as retainers, or purchase the items of another. The markets can be accessed by targeting and selecting one of the many market boards conveniently located throughout Eorzea's towns and city-states. The markets of Limsalo Minsa, Gridania, Ulda, Ishgard, and Kugane are all connected, meaning that items put up for sale in one city-state can be viewed as well as purchased by players accessing the markets in a second city-state. Sifting through the sheer number of items up for sale in the market can prove an overwhelming task for those not familiar with the system, as most gear required for the first few levels of any class can be easily found at local NPC-run shops. It is recommended that players start here and then work their way to the markets once they feel those shops can no longer meet their needs. And specify an item or category. So you see there's a whole host of categories, and armor. You can select your level, medicine items, da-da-da-da-da. So in this case, we're going to look for materia, and you can actually open up your inventory here. And we're going to look up quick arm materia 1. So quick arm materia 1. And of course, it's going to list these other ones. But if you're looking at this, and here it shows if an item in the search list is available for purchase, you can select the icon to bring up a second list indicating the item's selling prices, ordering from lowest to highest. Select the item you wish to buy to display a final prompt from which you can confirm or cancel the transaction. A transaction fee will be charged for purchasing an item from a market outside the city-state you are currently in. So here you can see, and keep in mind some of these might have been up for weeks, months, even. So as you can see, some of these are very expensive, mostly because people are uploading the costs. So if you want to compare 1 to 2, see these are 500, so your quick arm ones are outrageously high. So if I were to sell this one, which I won't because I can actually put it to use, I would, I would put it as roughly 500 because that's about equivalent to 1, and I'd probably sell it considering most of them are this insane price. And I definitely don't think that anybody who is going to buy it for 100,000. Not unless they're completely foolish. So anyway, I don't think I can use, as I said, I can't use this because I need to have a melder who is level 20. But here, this is what I was trying to show you before, materia melding. So we're going to equip and the Carnage Sword, and you see there's this and the Quick Arm, and unfortunately because there's a limit on the Carnage skill, so down here skill speed for that would be +3, and this is a skill +2, so just for the heck of it we'll put it in with this because there's enough space for that. So here it's not completely efficient, but it is now with our iron Salata. In some cases, overextending it is not a big deal. It does cost some guild to do so, but it's not too bad. So our skill speed will have actually increased by 2. And make sure you assign that, otherwise it'll be forgotten. And I think that's it for this video. Actually, yeah, see, unfortunately your starting gear you can't actually convert or do anything with. The best you can do is go to your NPC, any of them that are sell, and then you just sell. Your spirit bond with this item is 100%, are you sure you wish to sell it? And that's just the default message, but you can't actually do anything with that one because it's your starting weapon. And that's mostly to make sure you don't accidentally lose it and sell all your other ones, though you can't technically sell the one that you're equipped to, but you could end up selling one when you're another class, and then you basically have to find a new weapon before you can actually use your gladiator, in this case, because that was for gladiator. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching!